Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. You know, Gita is a song, and it's really a beautiful song. And there are 3 Gitas that I translated: the Bhagavad Gita, the song about God, and the Devi Gita, the song about the goddess, and the Guru Gita, the song about the Guru. And I even put that as a title to one of the books. This book is the Guru and the Goddess, because you got to follow the Guru in order to get to the Goddess, and you got to follow the Goddess in order to get the God. There's one more Gita that I have not yet translated. Maybe we'll do that one day when we get some free time, and that's the Astravakra Gita. And Astravakra was he who was bent in 8 places. He was quite crippled, and he wandered around, and he had all kinds of deleterious experiences until he went to Bokreshwar. And there's a hot spring in Bokreshwar. Astravakra went into the hot spring of, in Bengali it's Bokreshwar, in Hindi is Bokreshwar, the Lord, the Supreme Lord of those who are bent or infirmed or crippled. And he went into the hot springs, and he stretched himself out until he was straight as an arrow. And he wrote the Gita of Vedanta. And it's really a magnificent exposition of the supreme unity of all. Well, it doesn't unify all the different paths like the Devi Gita does, but it talks about Vedanta, the unity of Vedanta. And one day we'll read that Gita too. We'll make our own translation. It's a beautiful story.
Okay, fashion house.
All right, Mom. You give me the circumstances, and you give me a secretary, and I will play Ganesh to someone Saraswati. Anyway, this Guru Gita is the song about the Guru, and it's really a conversation between Shiva and Parvati. And Parvati says to Shiva, tell me what is a Guru? And tell me, how do you find a Guru? And tell me, what is a disciple? And tell me, how do you become a disciple? And tell me, give me Diksha in the bhavana of the Guru. I want to be initiated into the process, into the knowledge, into the understanding, into the feeling, into the mantra, into the tapasya. What does it mean to be with the Guru? How do you behave? Just the same questions Himalaya asked of the Divine Mother. How can I prepare an environment conducive to your objective for which you are coming into manifestation in my house? How can I empower you to achieve your goal? Parvati says, Shiva, you are the guru of all the gurus. Tell me, how do I behave as a disciple? How do I regard the guru? Tell me, how do I reflect the example of the Guru? Tell me, how do I inculcate into my own life the bhavana, the attitude, the feeling, the efficiency, the attentiveness, the love, the compassion, the joy of the Guru? That's called Diksha. That's called initiation. So this is the discussion of the Guru Gita. And I wanted to just share with you, I made a really short introduction as I intended to do. And I just noticed that this book was initially published in 1995, which meant it was probably written in the mid-'80s or something like that. And so I'm sure we'll have a lot of commentary on how we would translate things today a little bit differently as how we translated things 20 years ago or 30 years ago. Let's begin on page 103 of the book called Sri Ma, the Guru and the Goddess. And she really is to me, the Guru and the Goddess. She is the path and the destination. The introduction. For every desire which an individual pursues, there is someone to demonstrate the means to its attainment. In Sanskrit, this is called a guru. Every time an individual becomes inspired to take a new course of action, the example who conveyed that inspiration is a guru. Gurus are examples which instruct, inspire, somehow cause us to change the objectives we pursue and or the paths to their attainment. The word has been efficiently absorbed into the English language according to its ever-expanding nature, and now it is common to hear of technology gurus and Wall Street gurus, all manner of specialization. Even the lead carpenter on a construction crew may be referred to as the guru by his apprentices. However, in Sanskrit literature, the position of the guru was regarded with considerably greater respect. The ancient rishis actually maintained limited desires, primarily three: dharma, to attain an ideal of perfection; arth, to procure that amount of material necessary to attain that ideal; kam, to be free from all desires other than the desire for perfection. And the perfection of these three is called moksha, liberation, otherwise known as self-realization. For beings of such limited desires, the guru is the example which inspires and instructs in the course of union with God. It is in accordance with this ideal of perfection that the Guru Gita calls the guru supreme divinity. He manifests the goal. He demonstrates the path. He illuminates the darkness, and thereby he becomes the purest reflection of one's highest aspiration. Throughout the scripture, we find an admonition to perform seva to the guru, selfless service as an expression of love. Seva is different from work in that the performer feels privileged to demonstrate the intensity of love by performing an action, while a worker maintains some expectation to receive in return. There are three forms of seva. The lowest form is when a respected person asks us, "Would you do this for me?" The middle form is when we divide areas of responsibility and we discharge our duties with an attitude of love. You cook, I'll eat. The highest seva is when we see an opportunity to demonstrate our love, and without being told or asked, we go out of our way to add value to another's life. It is important to distinguish between seva and karma yoga. The word yoga is defined as chitta vritti nirodha, the cessation or prohibition of any change or modification in the objects of consciousness. Any action which induces a state of pure absorption in consciousness is termed karma yoga. The karma which brought us to yoga. Karma yoga. Specifically addressed as siddhantachara, the behavior, the achara, which is in accordance with the scripture, puja, pat, homa, sangeet, nrita, pravachan, and arpan, these 7 kinds of activities. Siddhantachara are called karma yoga. Oh, here. Okay. Any action which induces a state of pure absorption in consciousness is termed karma yoga. Traditionally, the Vedas contain two parts, Jnana-kand and Karma-kand. The Jnana-kand are the prescriptions of wisdom, the proclamations of the soul's inherent union with divinity. The Karma-kand are the practices by which that realization may be attained. What you do that, to get that wisdom, get that knowledge, get that experience, get that understanding. The Karma-kand, these are specifically addressed as Siddhanta Chara, behaviors enjoined by Scripture, which fall into 7 categories: worship, recitation of Scriptures, sacred fire ceremonies, music, dance, philosophical discourse, and offering. These 7 kinds of actions have the capacity to stop the modifications of the objects of consciousness. Therefore, these actions may be termed karma yoga. Through seva to the Guru, selfless service as an expression of love, we earn the privilege of learning and practicing more of karma yoga. And when our fickle minds stop creating modifications of the objects of consciousness, then we too realize the soul's inherent union with divinity. We become the Guru. We become the Supreme Divinity. The principle of Guru Tattva, is what has taken us along the path. And that is why the Guru is Brahma, Guru is Vishnu, the Guru is Lord Maheshwara. The Guru is Sakshat Parabrahma, he is actually the Supreme Divinity, and therefore we bow down to the respected Guru. Through all the teachers, the guides, the inspirations, the examples of every realm of heaven and earth, the principle of Guru is what is shown forth. The Guru is actually the Supreme Divinity, and all other expressions are links in the chain which brought us to that realization. Little gurus, and a little bit bigger gurus, and a little bit bigger gurus, until we get Parmeshti Guru, the ultimate Guru, which is Lord Shiva. Is it possible to have a confusion of loyalties to the Guru? Certainly not. If the Guru is actually the Supreme Divinity, then all expressions of that divinity must be respected, whereas my allegiance must be to God. The highest respect I can show to my grade school teacher is to pass high school. The highest respect I can show to my high school teacher is to pass college. That means that I paid attention, I utilized their teachings. The highest respect that anyone can show to any guru is to become one with God. And that doesn't mean I'm abandoning my guru. Rather, I am becoming her. And therefore, I must gather inspiration from wherever possible, from Brahma, Vishnu, the Lord Maheshwara, from all sources possible. This does not show disrespect. Rather, it is the path she took. It is the path that I must take to become like her. Oh, wait a minute, this is my book. There are only 2 types of individuals who would not want us to explore elsewhere. A businessman who has no love of the competition, and a fool who says, I know enough. But until we actually reach that ultimate realization of Supreme Divinity, neither reason should preclude our search. Get blessings everywhere possible and learn to give them wherever you go. That is what a guru does. I must speak for a moment about gender. Guru is both masculine and feminine. However, because of tradition and the nature of the Sanskrit language used in the Skanda Purana. Most of the accompanying grammar used the masculine forms. For convenience and accuracy, I followed the original text. Please do not feel me prejudiced because I speak of the Guru as he. I was trying to maintain accuracy in the translation. My own Guru happens to be a woman, Sri Ma of Kamakhya. And I'm sure beyond a doubt that the text is just as applicable to women as it is to men. Also, Sri Ma was concerned about the interpretation of such statements as in verse number 29, offer your body, senses, life itself to the true teachers. It does not necessarily mean to become an object of sexual enjoyment. Please use your discrimination. You're not free from discrimination just because in the text it says bow down or offer yourself, offer your body to your Guru. The real Guru is beyond gender. The Guru is beyond form. The Guru is supreme divinity. That Guru is in your heart, in the hearts of all living beings. And I pray that this offering brings the radiance of that illumination to greater enhancement. And now, Atha, Sri Guru Gita Prarabha. The beginning of the Guru Gita. Here it begins. And this is our Vini Yoga, the application. And Om and now, Om Ashya Sri Guru Gita Stotra Mantrasya. Presenting the respected mantras of the song of the worship of the Guru, the Supreme Lord, the Eternal Shiva is the seer, written in various meters, but most of it is in Anushtup Chanda. The Supreme Soul, the highly respected Guru, is the deity. Hum Sa, Hum is the seed and Sa is the energy. Hum is Ishvara, Purush, and Sa is Prakriti. I am that. Hum Sa is the energy. Chrome is the pin. In order to attain perfection in the blessings of the Guru, these mantras are being applied in recitation. Cause the cause, Ra is their mind. Om, the cause of your mind being filled with the perfection of Om. Chrome is the pin. This Guru Gita, the song about the Guru, is being applied in recitation. Atha, and now let's meditate. The lotus is embraced by the two petals Hamsa. Remember the lotus in the Agya Chakra? Hamsa are the two petals, which are the divine cause of perceivable existence, Purush, Prakriti, Sadashiv, and Shakti Tattvas. From the desire of his own soul, according to his own rhythm, he perceives all existence and resides in infinite bodies. Meditate upon the syllables Guru. The manifestation of the eternal, the perceivable form of letters, who exposes the principle that, as in Tat Tvam Asi, who always remains in the state of perfect equilibrium, whose feet are perceived to emit light. Can I see your feet, please? Oh my gosh, I better put on my sunglasses. Sutta said, remember, Sutta Puranika is the son of Vedvyas, and he is telling this knowledge. Upon the beautiful summit of Mount Kailash, right here in the Sahasrara, Parvati bowed with devotion to the teacher of communion with devotion. Remember, we brought Parvati from the Muladhara to the Sahasrara just to enjoy communion with Shiva. And the teacher of communion with devotion asked the cause of peace, Shankar. The cause of peace, Shiva. Shankaran, Paryapritsata. The Supreme Goddess said, Om, I bow to the Supreme Lord of all gods, higher than the highest, Guru of the universe, eternal Shiva, great God. Please bestow upon me initiation of the Guru. I want the mantra, I want the rishi, I want the chondo, I want the kilikam, I want the pin, I want the kobo, I want to know everything about the Guru and the Guru's mantra and the history of Gurus and what does it mean to be in love with a Guru. O teacher, teach the path by means of which a seeker becomes one with Supreme Divinity. Om Swamiji, O teacher, give me your grace, kripa, defined as do and get. Kri means do, pa means get. I bow to your feet. Swami, I am your own self. Swamiji. And sometimes they call it a master, sometimes they call it a reverend, sometimes they call it the teacher of perfection. You represent to me my perfect self. Swami, Swami. And then Shiva said, the Supreme Lord said, O goddess, you are my own form. Remember, they were one in the formless. And then she became form, and he became the consciousness that recognized the form. You are my own form. From my love for you, I will answer this question, which is beneficial to the worlds. Never before has someone asked it. It is difficult for all the beings of the three worlds. Listen as I speak to you. It's a very difficult concept to understand. What is this Guru business about? What is this example of perfection? You are the manifestation, the example of perfection to me. How do I manifest that example in the behaviors of my life? It is difficult for all the beings of the three worlds. Listen as I speak to you. The Guru is verily the Supreme Divinity and no other. This is the truth. This is the truth, O giver of boons. She is the Supreme Divinity. She reflects perfection through her example. In the Vedas, in all the scriptures, in the Puranas, in the histories, Itihas, and other literature, Sahitya, in mantras and yantras, all other forms of knowledge, in smritis, the books that you remember, and smrutis, the books that you heard, or the books that were transmitted by speaking it in a disciple's ear, like some of you got mantras in your ear, and those are shrutis. And then the books that you read, like this, you read it, you wrote it down and handed it to you and said, read this, that's a smriti. And special mantras for attaining specific powers and others in the scriptures of Shiva and Shakti and various agamas and nigamas. The nigamas are the Shakti scriptures where Shiva says, hey Chandi, say mother, please tell me, how do I get to be one with the goddess? And the agamas are the ones where mother says, Shiva, tell me, how do I become one with the father? In the Shiva and Shakta and various agamas and the commentaries and other offerings of explanation can be found a source of confusion to those of confused or wavering consciousness. So you can find all kinds of principles available in all these scriptures if you read them all together. You can always find something to nitpick and say, this doesn't make sense to me. Those people who perform sacrifices, yajnas, sacred vows, purifying austerities, tapasya, offering gifts, recitation of mantras, jap, tap, vivinyadi, sacred pilgrimages in the absence of understanding the principle of Guru, perform like fools. I remember in the Devi Gita it said very succinctly, it said, okay, this is the explanation of yoga, you got to get the rest of this from your Guru, you can't get it from a book. We can just explain to you what the Guru's trying to teach you, but you got to go to the Guru. The Guru is the soul of intelligence and no other. This is the truth. This is the truth. Without a doubt, satyam, satyam, na samshaya. It is incumbent upon those who rule their mind to strive to attain that, as in tat tvam asi. The maya of perceivable existence obscures knowledge. In the individual body, it gives birth to the darkness of ignorance. He who gives rise to the light by which illumination is known is called by the word Guru. So now we have the maya of perceivable existence which obscures knowledge is the maya of Shankya, the illusion which obscures the reality. The illusion that obscures the light of wisdom. From the selfless, loving service of the feet of the respected Guru, the soul is purified from all sin. I am telling you of that objective of grace by which one is merged in Brahma, in the Supreme Divinity. Yeah, the objective of grace is what you're going to do, is what you're going to get, so you better do the right thing so you get what you want. I mean, once you know what you do is what you get, then you say, hey guys, there must be a law of karma here someplace. I better sow the right seed so I get the right crop. Now, I want that object of grace, that kripa artham. Vadamite, I'm telling to you. Okay, I'm telling to you of that objective of grace by which one is merged in Brahma, in the Supreme Divinity. Remembering the lotus feet of your Guru, taking water upon your head. That seeker attains the fruit of bathing in all the sacred places of pilgrimage. You just take a bath in the water from your Guru's feet, put it on your head. It's better than taking a trip around the world and jumping in every river you find. The water from the Guru's 2 feet can purify all sins, are a light to illuminate wisdom, and can take one across the ocean of objects and relationships. If you believe that the Guru's feet communicate the purity and clarity and the example which is going to bring you to Supreme Divinity, if you have that faith, if you have that intensity of love, and you put that water on your head, it's better than going to London, Paris, Rome, and New York.
I used to drink every sadhu's feet water.
Yeah, that's why you had such a bad taste in your mouth.
Who told you?
That's why you got so illuminated. Whoever drinks the water from the Guru's feet removes the root of ignorance and purifies the karmas, the activities from birth, obtains perfection, wisdom, and renunciation. That's just what you did. Whoever drinks that water, whoever bathes in that water, if you have that faith, if you have that clarity, if you have that understanding, if you have that bhavana, I am in the presence of the Supreme Divinity and I get the privilege of following that example to my perfection. Doesn't matter where she goes, you go to perfection. Doesn't matter what she does, you remain in the highest love. You go to Brahma. Drink the water from the Guru's feet. Eat of her prasad, the remnants of her food. Always meditate upon the Guru. Always recite the mantra of the Guru. Now, there are many mantras of the Guru. Just choose one of them, or choose them all. Recite the mantra. The Guru's mantra is the mantra she gave you. If she didn't give you a mantra, you can say Guru. If you didn't say Guru, you can say Om Namah Shivaya. He's the Guru of all the Gurus. There are the Guru's mantra. Just keep that bhavana with you. Mantrayate yati mantra. Just use the that which makes you lose your mind.
Always recite the mantra of the Guru. Whoever performs so resides at the holy place of Kashi.
You live in Benares, no matter, the city of light, Kashi.
The water from the Guru's feet is a holy river. It's better than the Ganga. The Guru is actually the Supreme Lord of the universe who illuminates supreme divinity without a doubt. The water from the Guru's feet is holy water. The Guru is Gaya, a sacred place of sacred pilgrimage.
Kurukshetra Gaya Ganga Pravase Pushkarani Cha Ye Tirtani Punyani Tarpan Kali Bhavanti Cha. These are, the Guru is Gaya. If you sit by her feet, you're sitting in Gaya. It's even better than going to Gaya. I mean, to go to Gaya is a big project. First you got to go to Benares, and then you got to go towards Calcutta, and then you can get down in Gaya, and then you got you got to go outside the town because the pilgrimage place is not in the city, and then you got to find a place to stay, and you got to go to the temple, and you got to deal with all the priests. Just go to the Guru's feet. Where are we?
Guru Murti.
Guru Murti. Guru Murti. Eternally remembering the image of the Guru. That's her. Always making recitation of the name of the Guru. Shrima. Always observing the instruction of the Guru. Do what she says. Always maintain the attitude of none other than the Guru. Just like she would behave in the same way we want to behave, or as close as we can come in the circumstances in which we find ourselves. The Supreme Divinity resides in the mouth of the Guru, which is obtained as prasad. Every time she speaks, it's prasad. Always perform meditation upon the Guru just as a loving woman dreams of her family. With the same attachment with which we dream of our beloved, in the same way, dream about your Guru. Think of her. Remember her. Think of her with great love and attachment. If you got to be attached to something, better be attached to Guru and God. Mantra and yantra and tantra, those are good things to be attached to. It's better than being attached to the worldliness or to John, Joe, or Harry and Peter. Abandon or renounce all thoughts of your status in life. You got no status. The nobility of your birth. You're not noble. Your own fame and increase in this world. Forget about it, man. Deeply intuit the attitude of the Guru and no other. What else you need? If you got the Guru, then all this other stuff, name, fame, wealth, and health, and all that other stuff doesn't make a bit of difference to you. You got the Guru, you got the path. You got the path, you can see the goal. If you can see the goal, you come closer and closer to God. And that's fun. That's real fun. I mean, all this other stuff is just momentarily distraction. It's not really fun unless you're coming closer to God. It's not really enjoyable. It's just, okay, I got to do something. I'm going to pass the time. It's by the way. Deeply intuit the attitude of the Guru and no other. Not contemplating anything other than me. Makes attainment of the highest status easy. If you don't think about other stuff, the rest is easy. Therefore, tasmat, all effort should be made to please the Guru. Gods and others in the three worlds, asuras and celestial beings unanimously proclaim that the knowledge which resides in the Guru's mouth is obtained through devotion to the Guru. Whatever she speaks is knowledge. And when we get that prasad, we get it only because of our devotion. If we're not devoted, we don't listen. Who cares? The syllable gu means darkness. Ru means light. The supreme divinity which destroys ignorance is verily the Guru without a doubt. The first letter is gu, in which resides Maya and other qualities. The second letter is ru, in which the supreme divinity destroys the confusions of Maya. So gu karas twandas karascha, ru kara tejas uchate. The ru is the light and the gu is the darkness, and she takes away, illuminates the light of wisdom so that all we can see is the illumination of wisdom, and we forget about the ignorance. And the feet of the Guru are the ultimate, even difficult for the gods to attain, even ha and hu, two famous Gandharvas or celestial beings, and multitudes of other beings desire to worship. He, and she, they all want to worship the Guru. Ha, hu, he. They who can worship are firmly fixed in the highest principle of the Guru, who is the supreme Lord of all. A seat, asan, a bed, shayan, bastra, alankar, cloth and ornaments, a conveyance, a rot, and other things. The sadhak or spiritual aspirant should offer these to become a cause of satisfaction to the Guru. You don't want your Guru walking or standing. Give her a chair, give her a seat, give her a bed, give her a cloth, give her a ride, give her a conveyance, give her what she needs. Because if you supply the objects of the world that she needs, she's free from worldliness. To the extent that she is free from worldliness, to that extent we get to see what does an illuminated being do when they're free from worldliness. What would she do? If she was empowered to do anything what she wants, what would she do? Would she get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and cook for everybody in the ashram? Would she serve everybody? Would she go to the hospital when someone's sick? Would she go call everybody who has a problem? Would she talk to people around the world? What would she do? Would she get up and make puja in her house and then come to the temple and make puja in her temple and then go to and chant the Chandi? And then what would she do if she was freed from all of the necessities of life? You get the privilege to watch and follow the example. And then we could start going to the temple ourselves. We could start thinking about other people ourselves. We could look at her example and find ways to employ that example in our own lives. That purity, that clarity, that dedication, that consistency, that reliability. You could set your clock by it. She moves with the rhythm of a water wheel, with the same consistency, always thinking about the welfare and the upliftment of others. The sadhak should offer these to become a cause of satisfaction to the Guru so that you get the privilege to watch the example. How can you watch the example if she's got to make her own bed? If she's got to buy her own chair? If she's got to walk to the doctor instead of taking a ride? How can you go with her? You're not going to walk that far. Make offerings of the necessity of life to produce the effect of delight in the life of the Guru, and you will be the winner. That is the greatest privilege. We get the privilege of learning more. With your actions, your thoughts, and words eternally please the Guru. She's not going to ask for anything unreasonable. If she does, she's not the Guru. If she's asking me to give her the things that are going to empower me, she's the Guru. She's asking all of us to give what's going to empower all of us. She's the guru. She's not asking for any selfish advantage for herself. Offer respect to the guru without shame, modesty, or hesitation. Offer your body, your senses, life itself to the true teachers. What would a true teacher want from your life? Your highest improvement. What would a true teacher want from you as seva? She'd want you to reach your highest potentiality. She would want to empower you with all of her resources to aspire to the highest you can possibly attain. So offer everything to the true teachers with your bursting soul. Open your heart and offer everything to the true teachers. If they're true teachers, they're only going to take the stuff that's going to help you. O giver of boons, do not be attached to this body in which reside worms, foul-smelling fecus and urine, phlegm, blood, and meat covered by skin, which will ultimately become scattered ashes. Quite a description of the human condition for some time about 500 or 700 BCE. They knew a lot. They knew a lot about anatomy. They knew a lot about physiology. They knew a lot about biology. They knew a lot about the internal condition, about attachment. They knew really a lot about all this stuff that we think we're so advanced. They could describe the anatomy of an individual and the predicament of a human being very, very clearly. Well, don't be attached to that. Don't be attached to this vehicle of our worldliness. Attach yourselves to the guru like a loving woman attaches herself to her family. Attach yourself to the goal of becoming one with Supreme Divinity. And give everything that she wants to the true teacher. What does she want from you? What does every mother want from their kids? Moms, what do moms want from their kids? Don't they want them to grow up strong and healthy and empowered so that they can become what they want to become and achieve their highest potentiality? That's what moms want. Well, that's a true teacher. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Let's pause here and see if there are any questions.
We have a question from Sadhana Shakti in Seattle.
Namaste. Yes, please, Sadhana Shakti. Namaste.
Pranam. We've talked before about how the guru will take you to the goddess. Can you please elaborate on this?
Sure. Just follow the example of Srima. Where does she go every day? She goes to the goddess. What does she do? She worships. Brahma, Eva, Brahma, Bhavanti. Who worships God becomes God. Who focuses her attention on the Divine Mother becomes the Divine Mother. She will show you how to worship. Dhyana Mulam Guru Murti. Meditate on the form of the Guru. Puja Mulam Guru Padam. Sit by the feet of the Guru and learn the puja. Mantra Mulangaro Bhakyam, listen to how she speaks and you'll learn what the mantras are. Moksha Mulanguru Kripa. Liberation or self-realization is what you do, is what you get. Just like what she is doing is what she's getting. If you do the same thing, you'll be like her. You'll follow the example to where she's going. Where are you going, Mom?
Heaven.
Heaven? Well, that's good enough for me. Oh, you can't get to heaven in Srima's car, cause Srima's car doesn't go that far. Yes, please.
We have a question from Ramya in Bangalore.
Namaste, Rami, mommy.
What does Guru Tattva mean? How does it relate to a human guru?
The principle of guru comes through the chain of command of the gurus, the guru lineage, the parampar, which is the authority that comes from Shiva, the guru of all the gurus, and it came to the Adi Guru and the Parapara Guru and the Parameshti Guru, and then it came to my guru. So this principle of guru is the principle of the light in the darkness, the wisdom in the ignorance, the freedom in the attachment. It's the principle which brings me closer and closer to becoming one with Shiva, one with Shakti, one with the guru, one with the goddess. It's the principle that makes me sit down and learn from the guru and watch her example and emulate that example and put it into a practice in my own life. So that's called the Guru Tattva, the Guru principle. It came from Shiva, the first guru, and it went from Shiva to all the gurus through the whole lineage. And then it came to Srima. Now it's coming to Swami. And I'm going to pass it on to you. All of you. Take as much of it as you like. Please.
We have a question from Chandana.
Namaste, Chandana.
Namaste. There are many references to the water from the Guru's feet. How should we interpret this, and how should we obtain this water?
Well, there are many ways. First of all, you can physically wash her feet. It's a little difficult while she's wearing socks, but sometimes, on some occasions, she'll open the socks for you and let you pour water on her feet. Now, if she doesn't let you do that every day, then on other days, put the water on the yantra. If she doesn't let you do that every day, then put the water on a flower. If she wants to, you could sprinkle it on your head. You could do Abhishek. You could do Marjan. There are many ways. You can do Achman. You can take the water from the Guru's worship and use that in your own purification process. Now that's how you attain the physical water. Now there's a metaphysical water. Because all of the wisdom of the Guru is situated in the big toe of the right foot.
If they wash, I'll accept.
You will?
Yeah.
Mother, you'll always have a cold. I remember sometimes they used to wash my feet with ice water. They thought they were doing seva to the Guru. Yes. So let's don't get carried away, Mother. You can, sometimes they can wash your feet, and sometimes they can metaphorically wash your feet. Because if you serve the Guru, you bow down to the Guru, you put the highest part of me at the lowest part of you, and we humble ourselves. The law of gravity is going to make the blessings flow down. And the blessings will flow down like the cascading waters of a waterfall. They follow the gravity flow, and the blessings flow down. Remember Yudhisthira at the beginning of the battle of the Mahabharata. He walked across the battlefield, and Duryodhana was sitting there with Bhishma. He said so proudly, "Oh, look at our enemy has seen us across the battlefield. He's so scared he's come across to surrender already." And Yudhisthira walked up to Bhishma and he bowed down and he said, "Bhishma, please bless me that I can fight this battle." And Bhishma raised his hands in blessing. He said, "I give you a blessing." And Duryodhana got so mad. "What are you, the commander-in-chief of my army? Why are you blessing my enemy?" And Bhishma said, "He bowed down. Anyone who bows down gets a blessing. If you would go bow down to Yudhisthira, then he would bless you. But you won't."
Now I'm saying I bow down. I put the highest part of me at the lowest part of you, and I take the water from your lotus feet on my head, and I am privileged to demonstrate the sincerity of my humility as one of the ways in which I show you the intensity of my love, my respect, my selfless service. I am giving up my own ego and attachment just to share with you my love, my respect. Yes, please.
We have a question from Jennifer.
Namaste, Jennifer.
Namaste. How is it that the wisdom is in the big toe of the Guru's feet? Is this symbolic?
Yes, it is. It symbolizes if you go to the big toe of the foot of your Guru, you're going to get everything. Everyone who bows down gets a blessing. Jennifer, everyone who humbles herself before those who are respectable, all the blessings continually flow down. They don't come to people who are puffed up with pride and arrogance and say, well, I'm not going to your toe. That is the wisdom. I am small and you are great, and that's why I love you. That's how I show to you what a privilege it is to serve you by doing what I do for you, just to show you how much I love you. I don't want anything more in exchange. I don't need anything more of the world. All I need is for you to understand how intense is this devotion. And that's why all the wisdom is in her big toe. If you go near that toe, you're obviously demonstrating some sort of humility. Yes, please.
We have a question from Sharanya.
Namaste, Sharanya.
Pranam. Why are the feet of the Guru so sacred? They seem to be more sacred than any other part of the Guru's person.
It's true. And it's, again, the reason is for me to go to her feet, I have to make myself small. I have to make myself low so she can raise me up. If I come and I'm already raised, well, she can't raise me up. I'm already raised. She say, hey, you need to be cut down to size, Mr. Swami. You're a little bit too big for your britches. I know you went to California king-size sheets, but it doesn't help you. You're too big. You got to lower yourself. You got to be humble in order to be raised. Remember, Jesus said, always take the lowest seats in the house and let the host come and raise you to the higher seat. He'll exalt you and give you honor. And it would be terrible if you went and sat in a high seat and he came and said, oh, there are people who are more important than you. Please go sit down at the kids' table. Yes, please.
We have a question from Sadatmananda in Washington.
Namaste, Sadatmananda.
Does the Guru purify all sin just by taking on our karma, or is there more to it than that?
There's more to it than that. She takes on our karma to the extent that she inspires us to give it to her. And when she inspires us to give her the karma, then we become free from it. And then we start making changes in our lives. We become different people with different goals and different paths and different aspirations. And then we start manifesting behavior according to our new criteria. And it isn't business as usual. We make changes. And that's why that example is so important. That's how she takes away all the sin and all the confusion. She inspires me to become a new person. Yes, please.
We have a question from Moshami and Siddharth in Boulder.
Namaste, Moshami. Namaste, Siddharth.
Pranam. When Guru's feet are physically separated from us, can we receive the same blessings and benefit by taking the water from the Guru's feet on our head like a manas puja?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can sit with the Guru wherever you have, wherever you are. Every time you sit down in an asana, you say, Om Guru Vyo Namo, Om Padam Guru Vyo Namo. You're sitting right there, right down my left-hand side. Thank you so much, Guruji. It is by your grace that I have learned this puja. It is by the Padam Param, Padam Guruvyo, Parapara Guruvyo, Parameshti Guruvyo. I am bowing to all the gurus in our lineage. You're sitting with me every time I sit down. You're there. It's by your grace that I'm sitting down. Otherwise, I'd be standing up dancing. I'd be doing something else. I'd be out partying or looking for a party or wondering why I wasn't invited to the party or something. I wouldn't be sitting here with you listening to the Guru Gita unless you were the inspiration of my life. So, yes, you don't have to be physically present. Knowing the Guru's address is a greater ticket to freedom than staying with the Guru all the time. If you stay with the Guru all the time, it's great. You get the inspiration, you get the example communicated to you. But knowing where the Guru lives, you know what happens every time I fall down. I know where to go to get back up. She's going to pick me up because I fell down. I'm a kid. I fall down. That happens. Knowing where the Guru resides gives you greater empowerment to go out in the world and remember the example of the Guru, and every time you fall short, you know where to come back in order to have her raise you up and brush you off, and change your diaper, and put you on the path again.
We have a question from Vivekananda.
Namaste, Vivek.
Namaste. How do we know when trying to stay in an asana is an ego-strengthening exercise and when it is an act of tapasya?
It is always an act of tapasya. Don't worry about your ego. Your ego is using your willpower in order to stay there in the asana, even though the ego says, all right, it's time to go. It's time to go out and boogie. It's time to party. Time to do something else. And your willpower is saying, stay there. I'm not leaving until I complete this sankalpa. Don't worry about your ego. You are controlling the ego by staying in the asana. I always said to myself, self, I can't control the mind. It is too subtle for me. I can't grab onto it. But I can certainly grab onto my knee. And so I'm making a sankalpa. I'm not going to move my knee until I finish this sankalpa. I can't control my mind. It's going to go wherever it's going to go. But I'm going to pray, please come back. If I can keep my knees here, then maybe slowly I'll be able to keep my mind here too. Yes, please.
So in verse 30 it says, do not become attached to this body.
Yep.
But how attached, if any, should we become to the Guru's body, and how do we do that? How do we make it the perfect amount and not too
We
much
want to be attached to the example of the Guru. We want to be attached to the principle of the Guru. We want to be attached to the wisdom of the Guru. And we want to preserve the body so as to empower the Guru to give us greater examples and greater knowledge. Now, we will do the best we can to preserve the body of the Guru so that we empower her to teach me more. That's my motivation. I get the privilege of watching what she does every time I do something nice for her. Every time I put her in an exalted position, I get to see, what does someone in an exalted position do? Do they say, look at me, I'm in an exalted position. I'm going to sit on a throne and everybody else should sit on the floor. Or does she say, my children, I'm going to sit with you. I'm going to get up and cook for you. I'm going to sew you clothes and make you songs and teach you good things. What does she do when she is empowered? Now, every time I empower her a little more, I get to see a little more. What does she do? I am the chief beneficiary of everything I offer to her. I'm in it for the self. Yes, please.
We have a question from Samantha.
Namaste, Samantha.
Is it better to stay in the asana even if all we can think about is the pain?
Yes. Yes, it is. Because one day you'll say, hey, that's not pain. That's the privilege to sit with you even longer. I don't even recognize it as pain. Who cares about pain and pleasure? Those are only thoughts. That depends on your point of view. I'm going beyond all the opposites. All I have is you. So yes, if I say I'm going to sit here even if it hurts, go ahead. It hurts so good. It hurts so nicely.
We have a question from Chandana.
Namaste, Chandana.
Pranam. On verse 9, it says that the Guru is the soul of intelligence and no other. Will you please elaborate on this?
Yes, it's the difference between buddhi and medas. Buddhi is intelligence and medas is the intellect of love. And the Guru is the soul of intelligence. She is the intellect of love. She's the intelligence of love. She's the soul of all that's... she's going beyond the intellectual concept into the bhavana, into the feeling, into the... She's the soul of the intellect. She's the soul of all intelligence. That's the love, the joy, the recognition, the comprehension, the grokking of all intelligence is right in my Guru's feet. Namaste.
We have a question from Saranya.
Namaste, Sharanya.
Pranam. I read that a guru-disciple relationship lasts through many lifetimes until the disciple reaches enlightenment. Can you elaborate on this?
Yes. The Guru is the soul of intelligence. She is not just this body, but she is Brahma, she is Vishnu, she is Shiva, she is Srima. It takes every form is the form of the Guru. Everywhere there's illumination on your path, everywhere there's inspiration, everywhere there's empowerment to make the changes that are necessary, the Guru is present. So if you limit the Guru, well, right now she's in the body of Srima, that's okay. But that doesn't mean she's only going to be in the body of Srima. She's going to evolve and take on the principle of Guru and become one with the body of Brahma and Vishnu and Shiva. So she's eternal. And if she's eternal, then she's going to be with you for a long, long time. You better learn how to surrender quick because she's going to be there. She's watching. It's not like you're going to get rid of her and get a new guru or you're going to be with the Guru for a long, long time until you become the Guru. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.